Good morning, supernovas. It is the start of week 3 of doing the artist way, so that means we need to go over week 2, which was all about recovering a sense of identity. It says, this week addresses self-definition as a major component of creative recovery. You may find yourself drawing new boundaries and staking out new territories as your personal needs, desires, and interests announce themselves. I don't really feel anything like crazy different this week, I would say. Like, one thing that was really interesting that it was saying is you are going to experience common self-attacks, like, okay, so I did this week, it's just a temporary thing. Okay, I did the morning pages, but I probably did them wrong. And I would say like that is actually quite accurate. I definitely feel like there's a part of me that feels like maybe I did something wrong because I don't feel anything super crazy enlightening this week. I remember watching Dochi's week 2, and I think she was saying something similar of like she really wanted to feel like there had been this massive revelation, but there wasn't anything of sort for her, and I literally feel very similar. But anyway, I guess let's just go through some of my tasks. I mean, I did my morning pages every day, and I honestly have been really enjoying doing the morning pages. It definitely feels like when you first wake up, it does feel a bit CBA to do them. Oh my god, CBA by Nova May. I definitely feel like I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to write 3 pages of just babble right now, but it's a really great way to clear my mind in the morning. I do often feel that I wake up and I'm just instantly like in my brain, and it is often quite negative talk unless I've had something really amazing happen the night before. It's nice to just get it all out onto one page. So I'm wondering if I'm going to continue that after this challenge. This week spoke a lot about having poisonous playmates and crazy makers. So avoiding people who kind of, you know, it says they're often charismatic, frequently charming, highly inventive and powerfully persuasive people, and they really suck your creative attention away from yourself, and they always need something. They're always distracting you. Interestingly, I actually think that I've already kind of cleared a lot of those type of people out of my life, so that wasn't something that I necessarily felt was a big issue for me this week. There was one of the tasks where you had to kind of like list those people, and I actually struggle with that, so I'm going to take that as a big positive. That's like an area of my life I've already worked on, and just trying to surround myself with really good people. So that was like really cool. But yeah, in general, definitely did not feel like a massive shift this week, and I really would like to. I want to like really feel like this book is doing something for me. So yeah, I'm gonna read you like I highlight some parts of the book that I want to remember and that really stand out to me as being educational in a way. So I highlighted that one of the things most worth noting in a creative recovery is our reluctance to take seriously the possibility that the universe just might be cooperating with our new and expanded plans. We've gotten brave enough to try recovery, but we don't want the universe to really pay attention. We still feel too much like frauds to handle some success when it comes. I definitely feel that in some kind of way, because I do feel like recently there's been some really like cool things happen in my life, and I've really like worked on myself a lot this year, my mental health, and just understanding myself as much as I possibly can. But there's still a part of me, like every time something good happens, it's almost hard for me to believe, and then almost instantly trying to move on to the next thing and not really appreciating the thing that's just happened, because there's always this bigger goal that I want to achieve. But the thing is, like, if I can't appreciate these small things when I get to that big goal, am I going to be any happier? It's like the classic story, isn't it? When I read that, it kind of reminded me that I need to really focus on my achievements and appreciate them as they come. I guess let's go through some of my tasks. I don't know why I feel really disjointed in this vlog today. Last time it felt like really seamless as I was recording this, but I think it's just this, yeah, it's this feeling that I feel like I should have had this like big revelation, and I just haven't, like crazy this week. Let's just go through some of my tasks. So the first task I did was, where does your time go? List your 5 major activities this week. How much time did you give each one? Which were the ones that you wanted to do? Which were the ones that you had to do or should do? How much of your time is spent helping others and ignoring your own desires? So you have to list those, and then you have to draw a circle, and inside that circle, place topics that you need to protect, and then outside the circle, place the names of those that you must be self-protective around. So this is a task where I was like already recognizing maybe I don't really have like loads of crazy makers. Oh my god, the sun is like crazy right now. The sun is a crazy maker. Let me just put this down. I did this task on Friday, so I hadn't done the weekend yet. So I went to like an exhibition. That was actually like, that wasn't even my artist day. I went with my mum. So artist days you have to do alone. So I can't really count that one, but that was actually a major task. So 5 major activities I did. I did a Nova May session. I did a writing session and it was the full day. That session, it was like, I kind of wanted to do it. I think I didn't feel like super inspired to do the session. Nothing personal to the people I did it with. I just don't think I was just not really feeling like crazy inspired. So there was a part of me that kind of went along and did it because of course I'd already booked it. Like, people had already taken the time out of their day to do it with me. And I would say like, I definitely came away from that session feeling very confident in my writing ability, which was really nice. I do think the more writing sessions I do, the more I feel like I'm growing as a writer, I'm growing as an artist, and I definitely feel more confident in my skills. So that was really nice. I would say like that was a full day where maybe there was a slight part of me that was kind of like people pleasing, but it's just interesting. It's like working with so many new people for this upcoming project is just a very big learning experience for me, and I'm learning a lot about myself, so I do think everyone is worthwhile. I did it's kind of like a side hustle that I do, but like I'm not going to say exactly what it's for, but I record vocals for something that is very not Nova May, but it takes a lot of time, but it's like, you know, it's a good little side hustle. That was a full day and I wanted to do it because as an artist you don't really get paid. This is something I always talk about, but you don't really get paid regularly, obviously, and often you're like the last person to get paid because you have to pay out like to be an artist a lot of the time. So it's really nice when you do get paid, but of course there's always a part of me where it's not like fully my dream. So, you know, it's like any job, you're doing it to earn, so it's not your ultimate goal. I did a K-pop session this week and it was actually a really good session. I'm so happy that I did it, but this week I think I've like burnt myself out a little bit with sessions recently, and doing sessions that aren't for my Nova May project is such a different hat, and being a songwriter is such a different hat to being an artist in the room. Such different skill sets. So I've noticed myself like flip-flopping between the two a lot recently and being very distracted from my Nova project. It's very important for me to be respected and successful as a writer alongside being an artist. So I'm really grateful to do these sessions, but I think this week I kind of burnt out a little bit with doing just endless K-pop sessions. So I think there was a part of me that didn't really want to do the session this week because I felt a bit burnt out, but in the end, I'm glad that I did because it was a great session. I love the people that I worked with. So there's that. Another major task I did was I worked on 2 of my new songs. They were kind of fragmented evening hours that I was working on them because they're like zoomed with a US producer. So you have to work in the evening, and I was very, very tired going to the session. But anytime that I connect with like LA friends again, there's just a part of me that just comes alive because I just love being in LA. I just can't help it. I just like literally love it. I just feel like I've written the best Nova May songs there. Like ever since I came back from LA in April, I just don't feel like I've written as good of songs for my project. I have actually started to find some really good people to work with now in the UK, but I think I really love the combination of the American kind of sound and my UK vibes. I just love it. I just love it, and I feel like I'm just meant to work there more, to be honest, and do more stuff there. And the last thing was I did some gym hours this week. That was kind of like a bit of a focus, and that's something I wish I would spend more time on, to be honest, my fitness and my health, but I definitely kind of wanted to do it. Anyway, so I did the circle thing and I put in the middle New Nova, like just my new project. I don't actually really want to say the name publicly who I put on the outside, but it was like someone very close to me because I saw them recently and I feel like just got some kind of like negative vibes from this week because our lives are so different. I just have to be careful not to compare myself too much to other people's lives because everyone's on a different path. Task 3 was you had to list 20 things that you enjoy doing. You have to write when the last time you did them was. So I'm not going to read all of them because I feel like this video will be so long otherwise, but some of them were like painting, cooking. I love going to Marks and Spencer's. Makeup, cinema. Actually, some of them, like painting. Before last week, this is something I would have said I hadn't done in ages. I mean, obviously I painted this last week. I also painted this. This was not part of like an artist day, but I saw my friend Kirsty and we watched Spirited Away and I painted these little sprites. So painting is something that I've done a bit more recently, kind of inspired by the artist way. So I guess that is something where I can already feel the effects of it working. Yeah, I mean, there's just lots of things like going to certain places that I love that I haven't done for a long time. So this challenge was interesting to kind of see where my priorities have been. I'm very artistic in many areas. So then you had to write 5 different imaginary lives. 5 imaginary lives I think I would do or could see myself doing would firstly be a photographer. When I was a kid, I had a camera and I would like kind of get my brother to take pictures of me, or I would take pictures of other people and I would like edit them on, I can't remember what it's called, like Pixar or something. I would just do very dramatic edits and they were really bad, but like it was a way of expressing myself. So I think like if I wasn't an artist, I could have been a photographer. One of my best friends is a photographer, so I guess in a way I was kind of imagining like myself in her life. I was saying like I would have my own authentic style, I would shoot concerts, artwork covers, I would create magical worlds with my pictures and videos, I would earn great money doing what I do. I guess when I wrote that down, like there's a lot of that I'm doing anyway now, which is like creating a world, and it's cool to see that I would implement that in another role. I also wrote down being a zookeeper, which I feel like maybe in these days is a bit controversial because it's just more aware that it's kind of fucked up to capture animals. I only wrote that one down because when I was a kid, that's something that I wanted to be when I didn't really fully understand, I guess, the concept of a zoo. So I was just saying I would feed the animals, see the family smile, be up early and have a clear routine, because that's something I do not have now. I feel like I'm like all over the place a lot of the time in my routine. 3, I would do fashion designer. I did textiles in school. I think I was really good at it and I love fashion. So I would have my own line of edgy, bold fashion and it would be really fucking cool. I would play with asymmetry and study fucking awesome vibes. I went to an MC Escher art exhibition this weekend and he plays with very, very like mathematically correct optical illusion art that's very precise, and I loved it and I felt very, very inspired by that. But I think I like asymmetry, like even just this like sprite thing that I did. Like I love, my mom was saying yesterday, like she's like, I love how the clouds are kind of like over here and then you got this like very asymmetric. I don't know, I remember I did a shoot last year and I don't want to name names, but someone that was on the shoot, I was like, oh, I love asymmetry, and they were sort of like, I don't know, laughing at me a little bit for that. And I actually think that's like a big part of like the art I love. So it was interesting going to this exhibition and kind of realizing that about myself. And I would love to have a fashion line at some point in the future. Fashion is such a big way I express myself and build confidence. So I would love to maybe actually delve into that in the future. I also wrote that I could be a chef because I love to cook. And the last was a music producer. I will make sick beats, be a badass female producer, bitch, and create incredible works of art, especially for other women. So maybe I can still do that. I definitely can still do that. A lot of tasks this week, damn. Task 7 was life pie. You had to draw a circle, divide it into 6 pieces of pie and label one piece spirituality, exercise, play, and so on, with work, friends, romance, adventure. You had to place a dot. If it's like in the middle of the degree within the segment, it means you're not very fulfilled in that area, and on the outside you are fulfilled, and then you have to join them all up to see where you're fulfilled and where you're not. So this is mine. The least fulfilled is very personal information. Least fulfilled is romance. This is something that I literally always put last in my life. Probably because there's a part of me that is scared. I will be really honest with that. Like I just honestly have had some very bad experiences with relationships and really had to work really hard to kind of accept my own identity and accept myself for who I am. And it's a journey that I'm still on. So I think in the past when I've been in romantic relationships, I will go all in and like just really like almost be all consumed by that person. So it's something that as I've built a stronger identity in myself, I've been less willing, I guess, to involve myself in romantic relationships. So this is definitely an area of my life that I have extremely neglected, but I would like to start dating and I feel like I don't really know how to do it. I don't know. There's also a part of me, I'm so all for my career and I'm so all for being the best version of myself and my art and everything, that I don't want to be distracted. And I think that relationships can be so distracting, but is probably just an excuse. So that's why this is all the way down here. Spirituality is actually one where I feel very fulfilled at the moment. I feel like I've really involved myself in spirituality, and it's really helping me through life at the moment. And then a lot of the ones that are kind of in the middle is like exercise, play, work, friends. I feel like all of those kind of ones, like you know, I would like more of them. I'd like to be more involved and better at all of these things, but I do feel like relatively fulfilled in these areas, especially friendships. Like this is something that, especially in the past month, I have really pushed to see a lot of my friends I hadn't seen in a long time and all of these things. So it's great. But romance, will Nova May get a boyfriend? Who knows? I want a sexy, like edgy, fashionable, smart, iconic man who is inspiring and isn't a fucking baby. I do not want that. Like, bye. See? Oh, I need to chill out. Anyway, the last task I did was 10 tiny changes I would like to make in my life, and then basically I guess you see if you can implement them. I don't know how that's supposed to connect to my artist identity though. Who knows? Maybe it's like softening a little bit or being in touch with my emotions, because I feel like sometimes I give out a very hard exterior, but I'm actually a very sensitive person. I had a tarot card reading this week from one of my lovely supernovas, and a big part of that tarot reading was saying that my sensitivity is my strength. So maybe that's something to think about for me. I would like to spend more time with my like nan and people like that. I need to make more time for that. I would like to post more online, more honestly, and more content I actually enjoy. And to be honest, even this vlog is that. So hi guys, it's really interesting to think that you're just maybe in your bedroom and you're just watching me and we're just connecting like this. We're just sharing some energy. So thank you. Firstly, if you're watching, thank you so much for watching and supporting my journey, my artistic journey. I think I want to show my personality online more, because I just feel like it's not coming through as much as I would like really want it to. So loads of things in here guys, but I guess the last thing for me to talk about is my artist date. So like I said, this week I feel like there was a lot of things that really gave me inspiration, like that exhibition I went to. And I do feel like even since starting this journey, I have been allowing myself to be more artistic and just express myself more freely in areas that aren't just music. For my artist day, I was at my friend Kirsty's house, and she has so many things from Pop Mart. Pop Mart is like a little figurine store, if you didn't know what it is, around her house. Just such little like trinkets and all of these things. And I don't know, I just felt kind of inspired, because when I was a kid, I used to have so many ornaments in my room that were fairies and magical things. And then I just sort of like got into this more minimalistic kind of vibe, and I wanted to feel like my room was really clean and didn't have much in it. So I think I kind of lost the art of whimsy and just trinkets and having nice things around my room. So I felt inspired by my friend Kirsty. So I took myself to Pop Mart and I let myself just like look around all the little ornaments and like figurines. And it's one of those ones where like they have a series of like say 12 little figurines you can get, and then you don't know what one you're going to get in the box. So I was drawn to this little cherub fairy style set of figurines, and this is the one I got. So she's so cute. She is a little, I think it said she was like a knife bearer or a sword bearer, but I don't know, I love her. And every time I look at her, she makes me happy, and I think she's so pretty, and it really makes me think of being a child and, you know, really being obsessed with, like, I used to collect unicorn statues and all of these things, and just the magic in little cute items and having nice things to look at. So I loved the surprise of opening the box, and I guess there was just something about it that really got me in touch with like my childhood in a way. And do you know what? I actually really did feel the thing of, you know, how in the artist way she was saying about you're going to doubt yourself and feel like, am I doing this right? There was a part of me with this artist date this week where I was like, was this really an artist date? But I think it was. Anyway, this is what I got for my artist date this week, and I love her, and I kind of want to get loads more now, but I'm just going to enjoy this one. I love her. So she's really, really cute. She gives me good luck. Anyway, guys, that was week 2 of doing the artist way. I'm really curious if I'm going to feel any big changes next week or any revelations. But thank you for following my journey. Go stream my music, because I always say, go support the Nova May vibes. Share my music with everyone that you know. I'm really excited for everything that's coming in my life and to continue this journey. Subscribe if you haven't already. Sending you amazing positive vibes for your week. Love you all so much, and I'll see you next week.